Razabane for FightHype.com. With me, I've got my favourite pundit from America and my favourite pundit from the UK. You should come on up with your own network channel, I think.
You know what?
We'll
call it pundits.
Pundits. Pundits. Too many fake pundits out there. Guys, I know you've been talking a lot. I just want to ask you one quick question, obviously, because you're both from either side of the pond. Right now, there's a lot of talk going on in the media about anti-Joshua Deontay Wilder, and both teams, well, I say both teams now, but you can clarify, going out to media, presenting their arguments, sending the communications and emails. Who's in the right and who's in the wrong? I'll start with Paulie.
Social media is the worst thing in the world. That's the problem. Everybody has the answer. Everybody has it all figured out because they see a couple things on social media. This is a lot more complicated a fight than it seems, you know, than you even realize. Everybody wants to see the fight. I want to see the fight. Spencer wants to see the fight. Everybody wants to see the fight, you know, but these things don't work that way. I could tell you I have $50 million in my pocket right now, bro, but, you know, I have to prove it to you. You know, I have to. This money has to go into escrow. That's how it works. If one of the parties says they have X amount of money and they bring it to the negotiation, to the pot, in the pot, there has to be an escrow account where the other party can see that money exists, and then they can go about making the fight. Without that part happening, this whole big offer or whatnot is just hearsay, you know. And obviously I'm not privy to the inner negotiations. And like I said, this is why social media is the worst, because these kind of negotiations should be going on behind closed doors between these people, and hopefully then you see the fight.
Spence, what are your thoughts on it? Seeing,
I hope the money is real. Number one, that's what I'm saying to you. I hope the money is real, and I hope that I just like to see guys get paid. You know, it goes. It's hard at here, B. It's hard.
Yeah, of course.
It's hard at here.
It's a school of hard knocks, man.
Right, I'm telling you,
it's a rough game, you know.
Right. So I hope there is. I hope that is real. But me personally, with when we're seeing AJ Wakanda Forever, then we're seeing Chinchalla. You know what I mean? Wakanda Forever, and we're seeing like Killmonger, who is Killer. I'm telling you, you seen Black Panther? Killmonger is Deontay Wilder. I'm trying to tell you that now. That is even got a hairstyle. I'm telling you. I hope that fight happens, and I hope they have the fight. I hope they have the fight in Africa. That's all I'm trying to say to you. That's where the fight should be. Should be Rumble in the Jungle 2. They should have that fight in Africa.
Can they get enough money into Africa?
Listen, are you crazy?
In the 70s, listen, it was possible, but now with casino money and stadium money,
I know. But
crazy,
the thing is, trust me, if they had that in Nigeria, there's guys in Nigeria right now, they got money like that. Trust me, I swear down. Right. They got money. All the money out there is crazy, B.
You're one of those guys. You listening? Any of those key money guys listening in Nigeria?
I'm telling you, that's what you want, man. That's what we want.
Deontay
Chinabu, send the money. You got the money. I know Chinabu is I know, he's worth about $4 billion. Chinabu's got money like
with
that.
The plan.
I'm telling you, I got a plan. And me and Paulie Malignaggi can host the show out there. I got it all worked out.
We'll do the pundit show right there.
Deontay Wilder and his team have come out and said, well, before we send you a contract, accept the offer. Why don't you accept the offer? And Eddie got hounded in America, and then the American media was saying to Eddie that, Eddie, why don't you just say yes to the offer, accept the offer? You're not signing anything. You're just saying yes, we accept the 50 million, and then sit down. But Wilder's team are saying no. Well, Eddie's saying no. I want to see proof of funds. I've got a list of questions. I want to see a contract, a draft contract.
Yeah, but why would you want to see that? Come on, let's see. If I'm saying, I've got this, but you don't know, he's saying, let's accept. He accepts things. He said, okay, we accept. So he's saying something where he's going to sign to say he's accepting. He don't know what he's accepting.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And
you don't know, come on.
There's so much to be negotiated that you don't realize. Like, you negotiate the rematch before you even have the first fight, you know? And you negotiate the percentages of the rematch before you have the first fight, you know? You negotiate, you know, obviously little things like where the fight's going to be and the percentage split of the first fight and all this other stuff, you know? And obviously the flat fee that it's going to be $50 million if that's the case. But there's so much other things you have to negotiate that it's more than just based on the $50 million. That's why you need proof of funds. You need to see how serious these people are. You know, I'll give you an example.
You know Shelly Finkel,
of course.
Right? He's serious. He's a serious guy, though, right?
Yes, of course. But Shelly's in a negotiator. Shelly's also a negotiator that's more for his side, too. You know, Shelly's been out of boxing for most of my professional boxing career, but I know a lot of stories about Shelly Finkel, you know, and he's obviously been a top manager, but Shelly's also for Shelly. You know what I'm saying? So Eddie has to be for Eddie, and Anthony has to be for Anthony. You know what I'm saying? So listen, I want the fight to happen. I don't have a horse in this race, but I understand when both sides want it to be right for them. I remember when I was WBA welterweight champion, I had an offer from Abu Dhabi to fight Diego Chavez, was my mandatory at the time, okay? They were promising all kinds of money to my promoter. They were on the phone with them, all kinds of stuff.
That was the English firm that offered you that. Yes. I remember this.
And then all kinds of money. And my promoter said, okay, you know, since it's coming from a foreign place and it's coming from another entity than the regular promotion, he said, okay, we need to see the money in escrow by next Friday or whatever, and then we'll commence working this out. Bro, people in Abu Dhabi have so much oil money. You think they care about deadlines? You think they care about? Well, that's why there's no fights there. You ever notice like there's so much money in the Middle East, but they never have fights there? And you think, why can't they have fights in the Middle East? Because these guys don't care. They don't know what appointments are. They don't know what a deadline is. They don't know anything. So the money didn't make it by the deadline. So the promoter's like, screw this, and we ended up fighting Adrian Broner. You know what I'm saying? So it's that kind of thing where if you're bringing about this unrealistic kind of money to the table, which $50 million, as beautiful as it is unrealistic. So you need proof to see, you need proof of funds. You need to show it in an escrow account before anything can move along. Otherwise, it's just talk. It's what was that movie? Wolf of Wall Street, where it's fairy dust, where Matthew McConaughey at the beginning, it is no more. It's like fairy dust. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Like, we have to know it exists.
What about the aspect of Deontay Wilder sending the emails to anti-Joshua Eddie Hearn? How did that make Deontay look? And not his team doing that.
No, but that's just no disrespect to Deontay Wilder. He's just saying, look, I just want this done, and he's mostly getting confused. And he's saying, right, I'll send it to him personally, so we know it's serious. It's not coming from this person or that person or my advisors. How many guys have got advisors? In boxing, everyone's an advisor now. You know what I mean? Paulie, I think you should wear this jacket. I'm Paulie, my largest advisor now. No, everybody's got a bloody advisor in boxing now. Anyone's got a slight in with a fighter, they're an advisor. So he said, look, to hell with it, I'm sending it myself. Okay, so what? You know what I mean? They don't make him look bad. To me, they don't make him look bad. It's like, okay, cool. Is it part of the hype train as well? Is it part of, maybe it could be.
Paulie, did you ever send emails?
No, but I think Deontay I think that's just Deontay wants to fight so bad that, he wants to speed up the process, and he's, it's the kind of thing where it's like, you want something done, you do it. You want something done right, you do it yourself. And he rushed it over. I think Deontay in the years from now will look back and say, yeah, I probably shouldn't have sent that email, probably should have let it look more professional. But I get where he's coming from. The athlete in him, the competitor in him wants to get this done. He wants this fight, and he doesn't want to waste no time. So he feels like, let me send it myself and see if we speed up the process. Obviously it didn't, but I think that's what he was thinking.
Just final question on this. Obviously, when someone like Floyd Mayweather would fight opponents, he would literally give them a flat fee. I'm the A side, you're the B side. If you want to fight me, take it or leave it. Obviously, anti-Joshua being the A side, being the crowd puller and the money maker, that 12.5, do you think that was a fair and just deal, and said, well, it's 5 times more than anything that you've ever earned in your life before?
I don't know. I'm not on this side of. I'm not on that side of it. So it's not up to me to tell you what fighter A and fighter B deserves. I'm not privy to those negotiations. To the naked eye, oh yeah, looks like a good offer. Deontay's never made that kind of money. I also don't know how much money's in the pot. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you offered him $12.5 million. If $50 million is in the pot, okay, give me $12.5 million and a percentage of the gate, or a smaller percentage of the gate, or something. You know what I'm saying? You can negotiate, you work around it, but you got to know what's in the whole pot first, in order to negotiate. Yeah, the $12.5 million, it looks fun, okay, when Deontay hasn't made that kind of money before. But it's the same reason, it's the same thing, and it's the same reason why Eddie Hearn doesn't want to sign the contract until he sees everything. Okay, it's the same thing. Why? Actually, no, I'm miswording this. It's the same thing as Eddie not wanting to accept the $50 million flat fee until he sees everything, because he doesn't know if there's $200 million in that pot. Whatever pot they have, he's like, what am I going to take 50? It's beautiful, but what if there's 150 million in that pot? So just like Eddie needs to see the whole pot to take the 50, Deontay needs to see the whole pot to take the 12.5. You understand how that goes? What's good for the goose is good for the gander. The negotiation is a negotiation.
Guys, Always a pleasure talking to you both.
Trust me, Raz, I see you just busting it up, man. You're wearing Prada. I mean, FightHype pay you too much money, man.
No, don't pay me enough. Ben Thompson don't pay me enough. Paulie, you gotta speak to Ben. I need a pay rise.
I gotta get an everybody's negotiation. Deontay, Anthony.
Told you. He's the advisor now, you know what I mean?
Paulie, were you partying this week?
I don't know, man. I partied too much.
Partying.
That was the last thing I needed to go viral.
All his buttons open.
Yeah.
And going mad.
Yeah.
It'll be out exclusively on FightHype soon.
Oh.
I think I partied a little too much in Manchester last week. I think I gotta lower my party standards. I went back to my years in my 20s last week.
I'm sure when you were 18 and 20s, you had a six-pack then as well.
Right, you're trying to just pull him on.
Why it wouldn't look? Did it look that bad?
It looked bad. It looked bad on camera. It looked really bad.
Yeah, no.
Have you not seen it?
No, I haven't seen the video.
Okay, I've got it.
It's gonna go viral.
I'll show you tomorrow.
You should have just kept your mouth shut, Paulie. What's the matter? No agree tonight. You gotta watch these little sneaky little bastards.
The knowledge, the magic man, Spence and Paulie, as always a pleasure. And we'll catch up with you tomorrow at the press conference, as always. Paulie Malignaggi and Spencer for FightHype.com. Thank you very much.